Hi, welcome to today's episode. Today I'm going to be talking about how to have effective communication. I used to say in my episodes, communication is very key. You can't have a good marriage when there is no good communication. So because of that, I've decided to talk about how to have effective communication. Number one, understand what communication means. If you don't understand something, then you can't give it right. So you need to understand what communication means. And what does communication means? It means speaking and listening actively. Speaking and listening actively. Communication, you don't have to be the one talking all the time. Communication also involves listening actively to understand and to be understood. You get it? It's very simple. Listening, and speaking actively. You get it? And to be understood. Do you understand? Yes. So then number two, active listening. Listening is different from active listening. I think most men are guilty of that. You want to talk to them and I'm listening. Like you need to be active. You need to listen actively. And what does that mean? Maintaining high contact with someone that is talking to you, someone that is communicating with you. Maintaining high contact. Not that you're pressing your phone or you're looking somewhere else, you're distracted. Maintain high contact. When you're looking at the person, of course, you will be active. The interruption. Avoid interruption. When your spouse is trying to talk to you, avoid interruption. Just give them time. You can just let them know, oh, babe, can we just talk like within 15 minutes? And within that 15 minutes, give active listening. Do you understand? Without interruption. Number three, expressing needs and emotions. That's also part of how to have effective communication. Express. You can't expect your wife or your husband or your spouse to know what you don't tell them. Express it. Especially men. You need to learn how to express your feelings. Express, let them know. Tell them how you truly feel. Tell them how you are feeling. Communicate it. Without blaming or accusing, just let them know how you are feeling. It's very important. I feel this way about this thing. I don't like how this is going. I don't like how this is happening. I feel I just need to know. I just need to let you know. Yes, not that you're blaming or you're accusing, but you are expressing your needs. I need this in order for this marriage to be satisfying and peaceful and enjoying. I need this and my needs. This is, communicate it. That's part of effective communication. And then number four, non-verbal communication. You see, non-verbal communication even speaks faster or more than verbal communications. And what do I mean by non-verbal communications? That's body language. You guys are outside. You should be able to read your spouse. You should be able to know when they're trying to tell you that they have to go, or when they're trying to tell you that they don't want to do this, or when they're trying to pass across something. They don't have to spell it. They don't have to say it before you know. That's body language. That's communication, effective communication. And facial expression. When you do something like, you should be able to understand what that means. That's part of effective communication. Gestures. All these things are non-verbal communication, and they are very important. In order for your marriage to grow, in order for you guys to understand each other, you have to use those things. You have to understand it. And then number five, managing conflict. So it's part of communication. And what do I mean by that? Taking breaks when you need to. When you are starting to have a communication with your spouse and you feel like the communication is not going the way it should go, maybe it's getting heated, take a break. You don't have to finish that conversation that day. Most women are guilty of that. I am guilty of that. I feel like, no, I need to let it all go. But the other person is not having it, or the person is not understanding. Let it go, take a break, then come back to it later when everything is settled. When the atmosphere is cool, then you come back to it. Cooling off. and returning to the conversation later is very important. That's part of effective communications. Effective communications. And number 6, validation and empathy is very important. You need empathy. You're discussing with your spouse, you're having communication with your spouse, you need empathy. You need to show empathy. It's very important. That person is speaking, she's speaking from her mind. She's so hot. She's speaking. You can see, you should be able to read the expression. You see how she's talking, she's shaking, and you cannot show empathy. It's very important in having effective communication. Understanding doesn't mean agreement. That's one thing you need to know. You understand doesn't mean that you've agreed, but understand first. Understand where your partner is coming from. Be in her shoes, be in his shoes. When you understand, it doesn't mean that you agree. So that's 2 things, but you have to understand first. And that's part of showing empathy. When you understand, then later you can go about it. You guys can now talk about it and let them know your own point of view. But at that point in time, you are showing empathy by understanding. Now, number 7 is setting boundaries. Boundaries is very important in a relationship, in a marriage. You need to set boundaries. Boundaries are healthy, very healthy. When you guys know that, okay, this is the breaking point for me. At this point, it's going to be too much for me to take. You know, this is very important. It would help you. You know, it reduces disagreement. Yes, setting boundaries reduce disagreement. Some people already know that, that's boundaries. Even without asking your husband, you know that your husband will not like this. I can't do that too. No, that's boundaries. It's boundaries. It's healthy. It's very healthy. It will save unnecessary stress, unnecessary disagreement. You know that your wife doesn't like it when you come home so late and you get home on time. That's kind of like boundaries. You know your husband doesn't like it when you go to a party and you stay too late. You know, different scenarios can be a form of boundary. You understand? It helps and it fosters respect too. It fosters respect. Then number 8, digital communications. Very, very important. You have to communicate digitally with your spouse. I mean, we're in a life and age of digital now. So how will you not call, text? No matter how busy you are, you can just drop a text. It won't take you more than 30 seconds. Hey babe, I'm so busy. I'm thinking about you. I just want you to know I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I don't think I've ever spent up to 10 seconds and just send it. She'll get it or you get it and he will smile. Or you can just quickly drop a call. Hey babe, how are you? I'm still in that meeting. It's terrible, man. It's taking much of my time. But I'm thinking about you a lot. I need to go. Okay, baby, I love you so much. I'll call you soon. 10 seconds. But at least it's better. The person knows that you have them in mind. So digital communication is very important to having an effective communication. Calls, text message, WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever it is, communicate. That's the goal. Communicate effectively. And then number 9, gratitude in communication. Gratitude is very important. In your communication, you have to show gratitude. You know, you have to be appreciative. When you're communicating, you know, it's very important. Within your conversations, show gratitude. When you're talking to your husband, when you're talking to your wife, you need to show gratitude. You want to tell him something, you want to tell her something to get better, or start by appreciating first. That's how it works. It helps your relationship. It also creates positive atmosphere. Very important. You want to get something, you want to ask for something, you want to make something known, you want to reach a clarity, a compromise, everything. Try and appreciate first. Try and show some compliments. It's very important. And lastly, for today, continual improvement. It's very important to improve. As you guys are beginning to have communication, as you're talking about it, letting him or her knows what are the things they need to work on, your emotions, your need. It's important that you also take to all those things. Because having repeating the same thing all the time it can make anybody feel like they are not being heard or like they are not valued, you don't value them. So you have to improve continually. It's an ongoing process, okay? It's not something that will just happen. You need your wife to do something, you need your husband to do something, you need your wife to be something, you need your husband to be something. It's not something that will just come overnight. It takes process. So you need to understand it. So far the person is trying. Keep on encouraging them, praying for them. It takes practice, patience, and willingness to learn and to adapt. It's very important. So these points are ways where you can have effective communication. Thank you for listening. I hope you've learned from this. Please don't forget to subscribe, and please like and comment, share also. Thank you so much. I'll see you on my next episode. Bye.